And throughout all of this, as our coverage has taken place here on this show with the oil spill, I have been critical of a number of senators. One of them has been Louisiana Senator Mary Landrieu. We invited her to come on this program. She, of course, is a member of the Senate Committee on Energy and Natural Resources. She was professional enough and kind enough to come on the program tonight to answer a few questions. Senator, good to have you with us tonight. I appreciate your time. I want this to be your time without interruption. Just a few questions. Where are we right now, in your opinion, and has your position changed at all in the wake of what is unfolding off the shores of Louisiana?
Well, first of all, Ed, I hope to come on your show more than just tonight, and this hasn't been the first day for us. It's been 3 weeks of trying to contain this not just spill, but uncontrolled flow from BP. And I want to be perfectly clear with you. I intend, as many members of Congress do, to hold BP completely accountable in the law, regardless of whose fault this was. And they admitted that today. They are the responsible party and have to pay all claims to people in Louisiana, Mississippi, the Gulf Coast, or federal agencies that put out any taxpayer money. So I just want you to know that I am not, and no one that I know in Congress is trying to protect BP. Secondly, I'm glad to know that you are concerned about jobs, because we need to be. The American people are very interested in jobs. And this industry, as bad as maybe some of the actors are and as irresponsible as some are, Ed, one thing I hope that you could realize, this is a big industry, and it's not just big oil. It's small companies, it's independent companies, and in my state alone, just Louisiana, it's 300,000 people that go to work every day in this industry. And Ed, you can't just beat up on them. You know, they earn a living through this industry. We want to hold the industry accountable, but if you would upend the industry completely, it would be bad for our economy. We'd lose millions of jobs and put people out of work. I know that's not what you want to do. We want to be safe. We must hold them accountable.
Well, is it holding them accountable, letting them go down 5,000 feet with all the safety precautions in place? And to pass this off as just an accident seems rather cavalier to a lot of Americans. I mean,
that would be cavalier if that's what we were doing. But let me say, no one is passing this off. Even those of us that support the jobs created by this industry and realize that America actually needs this oil. It's not something we can do without, at least tomorrow or the next few years. Maybe in the distant future we can, but not tomorrow.
Senator, was it a mistake
want to drive this company into another recession or depression?
Well, no, nobody's trying to do that, but they were drilling with not all the safety precautions, and now we are on the verge of the worst ecological episode this country's ever had to deal with.
Well, first of all, you need to get your facts straight, and I know you're a good reporter, so you will. But these are some of the facts we learned today, and we don't know everything. That America has very stringent rules. We learned today we don't have the most stringent. That's obvious with what's happening.
And I've said that. That's accurate.
Hold on, and you've said that. That is accurate. But that Transocean that I did not have any relationship with before this, never even knew the person that testified, but he was impressive today. And that's not just from advocates, but from critics as well. We'll say that to you. He said that their requirements for this well exceeded what minerals management had required of them. Now that leaves you to the question, is minerals management requiring enough? We don't know. We'll find that out. But let me say this, Ed. We've drilled 4,000 deep wells in the Gulf in the last 20 years. We drill 120 deep wells in the world every year.
Not at this depth.
Yes, at this depth.
Not
Absolutely.
At this depth,
yes,
Senator.
Yes, at
That's
this depth.
That's not the information that we have.
Well,
they have no. And how do we know?
Check your information. There are 120 deep water wells drilled in the world, and we have drilled 41,000 wells in the Gulf in the last 20 years.
And they were permitted to go down to 18,000 feet?
Yes, they were permitted. Well, not all 41,000, but 120
that's the
deep
key
water.
point. That's the key point.
No, but 100 and but the fact. This is the fact. Ed, we have been drilling in the deep water in the Gulf for a long time. Now, obviously, something terrible went wrong. There were not enough backup systems, but that's what these hearings are about. And I can promise you, no one's going to let the industry skid. We're going to make BP pay. And I might say, and you know, because you've heard me say this before, when will America realize that the Gulf Coast states need revenue sharing? Do you know how much money the federal treasury gets from this industry every year? An average of $5 billion. Do you know how
But
much
Senator,
money
it's got to
Louisiana
be.
gets? Not one
I'm not
single
disputing
penny.
that, Senator. I'm not disputing that. But what I am saying is that it can't be about the money all the time. There's other ways for us to do this, and for them to be down there that far without an acoustic switch, someone failed in oversight. Now let me finish up with just a final question.
Well, you may be correct, but hold on about the money. Tell that to the fishermen that are out of work. They're looking for a paycheck. That's what they're looking for. How about the money for the booms? That's expensive, and we need more of those. So it really is about the money, and it's about being fair to the coastal states, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, and Alabama, that have been drilling for this oil for years. The nation needs it, and we want to share that revenue to protect our coast and protect the environment. You know what, Ed, who's fought us? Both the industry and some of the environmentalists have fought us.
Well,
so
what do you say? Bill Nelson
people
said,
will realize.
Your fellow senator in the Democratic caucus, Bill Nelson, says big oil gets what it wants. You agree with that?
That is not true.
Okay.
And Bill Nelson, that is not true. And it also is true that there are a lot of independents in this industry, and that there are many people that work in this industry that are good people. Bill Nelson has a lot of good people that work in Florida. We have tourism too.
Finally,
so
Senator, I'm short on time here.
Coast, we need to balance it.
Are you for unlimited caps in liability?
I am for BP paying every single penny that they owe, and if we can raise the caps without crashing the entire industry, then I'm for it. But I'm not for putting people out of work.
Okay, so there is the unlimited doesn't fit with you. Unlimited does not fit with you.
Well, if it puts the industry out of work, no. Now, if we can do it in a way that doesn't put the industry out of work and holds BP accountable, I'm for it. Ed, if you haven't checked, we can't lose any jobs in America. We need everyone.
I know that, but we can't lose the environment either. Senator, going to have you back.
We can't lose our jobs either.
I appreciate you being on. Thanks so much.